Howdy, 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 and welcome to the SnortCast. My name is Nguyen. I am the host and creator of the show, and I am a prolific snorter. And if you are a snorter, please let us know where you are snorting on. And before I start the show, I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of this land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations, and pay my respects to the elders, past and present. Sovereignty has never been ceded. This is always and will be Aboriginal land. And I am very excited to host this show because it's a massive week for me on the SnortCast. But before we even talk about the SnortCast, I would like to know where you are watching the show from and where you are snorting. If you can pop in the comments, hashtag replay or hashtag live, wherever you're watching, please let us know where you're snorting from, because the show is, catered for you. Talking to funny people from all around the world, how they apply comedy, why they do comedy, and, how you can do what they do, hopefully. But we want to be in business, so we don't want you to take our jobs. But we are here to talk about process and about how it is to be funny and be an artist during these weird times that we're facing. So please let us know where you're watching from, hashtag live, hashtag replay. And just a reminder, if you are watching this show, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, hashtag the SnortCast. You'll find us there. And we are streaming live on Facebook as well. So we're streaming live on LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm very grateful for this amazing community. And also, if you would like to be a Patreon supporter for the SnortCast and be joyful, you can click on the link at Real Dino Win. I'm so amazed by the amazing support by my community who allow me to do this twice a week. And as I told you earlier this week, that I am wrapping up the show November 30th and putting the season 1, wrapping it up so that I can convert the show into a podcast, which is the original aim of the show, SnortCast podcast. And it's not even a podcast right now because I've been so busy interviewing people and hosting a show that's coming live to you very soon. Before I bring on our guest, please let us know where you're watching the show from, if you're snorting live or on replay. Even leave a pig emoji in the comments so I know that you're watching this show. Whew, it's always a train when I do an intro, but we're going to slow the train down now because I will be introducing our guest who has been performing in Melbourne. I've seen her sing. She is a powerhouse. She, holds the stage, holds you with her voice. And I'm so excited because she's going to be performing in my first ever digital show called the SnortCast Variety Show. And Alice is a singer, songwriter, screenwriter, and self-proclaimed feminist rock god. I love that. We'll talk about the feminist rock god. And she has been touring award-winning shows with her co-writer and musical director, Ned Dixon. And when they perform together, it is an explosion of fun, joy, and talent. Ned is, I'm always going to say this wrong, is a talented pianist. I think I said that right. I could get that wrong. Alice's latest show, Garbage Monster, has been had an extended tour around Melbourne and had 5-star reviews. And as many of you know, with lockdown and COVID-19 in Melbourne, a lot of us comedians and artists had our shows cancelled. And she had a show, Doggo, I think it's called Doggo, which was cancelled this year, but will be coming soon. Hopefully, whatever the arts can do it safely. So before I bring on Alice, we are going to check her work, which we always do, so that we can see the talented people in their work. And this is her collab with Ned called Mansplaining. Let's check it out.
In 610, a man went to a desert, an arid land where he became converted to a new idea of scholarly and religious tradition, the idea of transcendental life and eternal existence. In the post-truth age, faith is asinine, but we're still afraid of those who dwell in Palestine. We've divvied up worlds into yours and mine to keep our ways safe from those who cover their hairline. They're gonna take your jobs, that we know is true. They're also gonna take our welfare too. It's an issue of migration, 3 billion Muslims to one nation. Fear, like masturbation, is something you should quietly experience as you're falling asleep. Just because there's fear doesn't mean justification, and you should rationalize your hateful enterprise instead of preaching Islamification.
Oh, amazing. Please welcome Alice Tovey.
Hello. Hey, Diana. Hey, everyone. How you doing, babe?
Good. Welcome to the show. I love the word masturbation in a song.
Not used enough, honestly.
Oh, welcome. Love it. And for anyone who's watching the show, please tell us where you're watching the shows, pop in the comments. And I'm going to ask Alice the first question, which I ask a lot of people here on LinkedIn, because we talk about pitching here on LinkedIn, about, first impressions. If you can sum up yourself in 4 sentences, what would you say?
Ooh, 4. That's a lot, but also very few. Let me have a think. I'd say I'm a political comedian, a singer, songwriter, musician, writer, and I'm a feminist through and through.
Oh, bam. Love it. Snappy. I think that was so snap, because I've had people unable to tell me who they are. Because usually
it's a big question. You get very insular and just start navel gazing and go like, but what is a person?
Well, in your bio that I read, you call yourself a feminist rock god, and you do talk about being a political artist. Would that be the right? What is that? What you just said before?
Yeah, I think artist is good. It's a nice all-encompassing term. It's good stuff.
Yes. What inspires you to be a feminist rock god?
Well, I always wanted to be a rock star as a little kid. I remember it's horrifying and it's on tape somewhere. Like in year 4, there's this video of me singing in the school band doing AC/DC and just being like the least rock and roll 10-year-old you've ever seen. But the feminist aspect, it's something that it's so dear to my heart, and I think it's an issue all over the world that is super important to this day, and I try to bring that to the forefront in everything I do. When I started writing, it just kind of came up. So then I thought, well, I guess this is who I am, so let's go with it.
Yeah. I don't know. I can feel it. I can feel the rock god in you. I can't wait. I can't wait to perform and introduce you on the show tomorrow.
I'm so excited, Diana. I love performing with you. You call me a powerhouse. You're the powerhouse.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Working on it. No, but your voice, when you hit that microphone, I've seen you perform at Melbourne Fringe in the North Melbourne Town Hall, doing Fringe Club. Oh my God, people are moving when you let your soul out. How has it been for you? With this kind of crazy world that we've been in with, 2020.
To be honest, and probably to get a little bit dark for a second, I went a bit numb for a while. I think I didn't let the disappointment of not being able to connect with people through performance get to me, because partly as a coping mechanism, but the other part of my active brain was like, oh, maybe I'll have a holiday and that will be nice. But now that we're coming out the other end of it, I'm realizing how important it is to me. And yeah, I'm just excited to get back out there and make stuff and sing stuff.
I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear you pop tomorrow and explode.
I'm so keen. I've got a new dress. It's going to be good.
What? You got a new dress? What?
Yeah, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's it's in the cupboard. It's real good.
I love it. And we talked about you being a feminist rock god. If you had to write a memoir about yourself, what would be the title of this book?
Oh, the title of my memoir.
Yes.
I'd probably keep it something. Can I swear, by the way? Is swearing
Yeah.
cool? Swearing
Yes.
is cool. Probably just like mega bitch or something like that, something that pops off the shelf, because I like that my stage persona is kind of snarky and stuff, but in life, like right now when I'm in my jumper in my study, I'm quite a sweet little nerd, so I love that juxtaposition.
Yeah, it's the glasses, isn't it? The glasses,
They're
like the
so
spot.
massive now, Diana. You have no idea.
Yeah, I was too lazy to take off my glass and put contacts on. I was like, nope, we're just gonna be real Diana today, not the.
Oh, they suit you. They highlight your cheekbones. They're great.
Oh yeah, I did put some blush on for you. So
No, I didn't put anything on. I have serious health concerns.
there you go. Well, let's talk about comedy. Because you are a singer, a screenwriter,
Yep.
a what else did I call you? A songwriter. What was the first memory of comedy in your life, or even singing? Because like specifically, you're a writer and singer. Like, when did you go, oh, I could make music and make it funny?
The funny part came to me. I did a lot of school musicals, unsurprisingly, being a really precocious theatre kid in school. And we did Les Mis one year, and I auditioned, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get like the lead. I'm going to be Eponine. I'm going to sing the big song. And I was so excited. And I got cast as Madame Thénardier. And I thought, like, what's going on? Like, I should be the lead. What the hell? But she's this amazing comedy part, and you just get on stage for like 2 funny songs and smash it. And people were really laughing. And I'm sure you know that feeling of getting laughed back. You're like, oh yeah, I could do this forever.
Oh, great. She's the woman who runs the inn, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And she's
Wild role.
Yeah, it's wild, like rude, and in your quite a feminist god, a feminist rock god, really.
I still remember, because I was a teenager at the time and I had no boobs. I still have no boobs, but I got a rolling pin and like shoved it down my non-existent cleavage to like whip out at one moment. And I don't know how I got away with it, because I was like severely flat-chested.
It was one. Would have been a weird kind of bump there. That wasn't your boobs.
Not even quite a monoboob, because it would have just been like a third kind of protruding thing in the middle.
What is your favorite musicals? Like, you're talking about, but what's been getting you through? What drives you to do the music?
What drives me to do the music really is, it's just the feeling of singing. I haven't been singing around the house that often because I've got a new cat and he's adopted and he hates the sound of me singing. So I've been giving him some peace. But that freeing feeling of just like being able to make a big noise with my body and just that connection all the way through, it's something else. It really is.
And so I guess who inspires your comedy? And I was just touching about music and inspiration. Like, who gets you to do what you do, to be a feminist rock god? Like, who gets Alice to stand on stage and own it?
Really, I have so many amazing comedic influences. I love Tim Minchin. I love Jude Pearl, who's an incredible Australian artist. I adore Jude. But in terms of me, the person, it's the people around me. I'm surrounded by such beautiful, funny people in my family who have built these incredible lives for themselves. And when I go on stage, I don't want to say that I'm honoring them, but I take them with me all the time. I can always, when my parents come to see my work, they're very tall. I just see like their faces illuminated back at me. And I'm like, I see you tall people. I do this for you.
Yeah, I was telling you before we started the show, I spent the day with my sister, and I was just so in awe of her, because she's kind of had a baby in lockdown, hasn't seen many people. Usually when you give birth to something, you want to celebrate and share it with people. And she's just been the only, like, in her partner and close family, but that's been the baby's audience. And just imagining that all you're doing is entertaining this baby 24 hours. I totally hear you when you talk about like the people in your life that drive you to do what you need to do. Would you say, like, how has, being an artist, and you've won awards with Adelaide Fringe, you performed. What is it like to be an artist that tours and does their work?
I think it's all about finding balance. So I don't tour as much as some other artists. Some artists do a very a year-long circuit, which is so admirable, and I adore that for them. But for me, it's about learning to kind of when to take care of myself and when to say no, which it's not always the easiest thing as a comedian, because you feel like you have to say yes to every opportunity that comes your way or you'll never get another one again. But if you put in the work, more stuff will come your way. So just, be nice to yourself is always my advice when going into any arts practice.
Yeah. And before we touch on that question, but we didn't catch the answer, which was, what is your favorite musical?
Favorite musical? Oh, it flip-flops all the time. Probably my favorite musical of all time is The Producers, which is a Mel Brooks musical, because I remember just watching the film as a kid and thinking this is so wrong and so good at the same time, and very much connecting to it on this weird level, just this tiny old New York man.
Oh no, I've not seen it. That's one, because I did Miss Saigon years ago.
Oh, gorgeous!
As a prostitute, so really.
Oh, gorgeous!
Really fulfilled my role in that. If you had to do a musical now, or what would be your dream role in a musical?
Oh, I want to play Maureen in Rent so bad. Like, as a bisexual performance artist, I want to play the bisexual performance artist.
I hear you. Oh, what would that mean? Like, why is that important for you?
I remember being little again and just watching a lot of musicals on TV instead of playing sport. Watching Rent and hearing people use the word bisexual and watching this woman be celebrated and be powerful and creative. I didn't realize at the time, but something clicked in my brain like, oh, that's me and I want to be that. So it'd be like giving myself, like my tiny self, a high five through the space-time continuum and being like, yeah, we did that. We became that person.
Yeah, no, that's powerful, because you're no longer playing a character. I guess I totally understand being an Asian actor here in Australia. We are marginalised into characters that suit our stereotypes. But when you have a character that fully owns them of who they are and whatever sexual orientation or gender or race, religion, culture, then you can really be in that character and not feel that you're got a wall. So no, I totally hear that.
Who would you play if you could play any character on TV? Let's say that. Who's your dream TV role?
Oh, good question. Like, I love Sandra Oh, and so when she was on Grey's Anatomy, she was just a firecracker.
How she doesn't have an Emmy is criminal, because she's so funny and so gorgeous. Oh, Sandra.
No, she does have a Emmy.
Oh, does she? Oh, thank God. I thought she didn't. Here's me just like listening to one podcast and thinking I know everything about Sandra Oh.
Well, I could have faked it and said, oh, yeah, she hasn't won Emmy, but she won for Killing Eve.
Of course, for Killing Eve. Oh, I still need to watch that. I'm so lazy.
Me too. I can't watch it because it's too scary for me. I can't watch things. I can't do it. Yeah,
I don't even think there's that much blood and guts. You can do it, Diana. you can get past it.
It's not the blood; it's the tension. Like when I can't do it. That's another SnortCast that we talk about me watching
about tension.
That's it. Well, have you seen Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't watch Game of Thrones.
You're missing out on so many like fun shots of butts and dragons, Diana. It's so good.
I can watch Game of Thrones with 10 people there to protect me, but you, as a musician yourself, I have this sense when I hear music, I know something's going to happen, and so that's when my suspense starts in me, and I start getting anxiety for the person.
Right.
Yeah, it's horrific.
Oh, you are so beautifully empathetic that you're just like, no, Daenerys. Even though it's a lovely actress who filmed it years ago, you're gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, if I'm screaming in Charlie's Angels in year 2000, that's something wrong with suspense for me. But yes, if you are watching the show, thanks for joining. Please ask a question to Alice. Just pop in the comments, and we'll go through the questions very soon. I want to talk about, you talked about screenwriting. What have you written? I wasn't even sure, I didn't know that.
So I've just started studying. I've been very fortunate to have that keeping me going throughout lockdown. I totally forgot the name of lockdown. It was so long ago, you guys. It's just gone from my brain. But I'm very much, I'm a believer in if you say you're something and you manifest it, for lack of a better word, then you become that thing. So I started calling myself a comedian till I was a comedian. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm a screenwriter and I'm going to be a screenwriter.
Amazing. No, I loved it. I was like, oh, this is new. We can talk about it. But you have a fabulous collaborator who writes music with you. You're award-winning. And this is what the show that I talk about on LinkedIn, because a lot of people, they don't get the process of comedy. They just think that we just go on stage and that's it. We shake our fingers, we go off, and that's it. But they don't realize that it's months of rehearsal and writing. And the topics that you've written, we saw a clip of it, which was mansplaining. You've had a show called Garbage Monster, and we talked about, is it Doggo? Your show that
Doggo, yeah.
Yes. How do you get inspiration from topics? How do you start writing these ideas?
I usually start from the inside and then go outwards. It's a very varied process, especially working with Ned, who's an absolute genius. Ned's the love of my life. I adore him so much that sometimes Ned will come to me with a particular melody or a score, and I'll hear something and go, oh, that's this, and put some lyrics to it. And then that kind of uncovers that there's more about this in my brain. Like, for example, with mansplaining, he brought to me a sassy samba. I think it was the one that you just played then. And I started coming up with all these lyrics, and then more lyrics fell out and out and out and out. And then I realized how frustrated I was with the patriarchy, surprise, and wrote a whole show.
Oh, wow. And and then you just kind of, so does one song lead to the next song, or do you just have a collection of songs that are in the mix and you just kind of pick the songs to make a show?
Usually one will lead to the next, and because Ned's such a brilliant musician and we've known each other for so long, he's very good at identifying tonal gaps in a show. Like if we've got too many slow songs, if we need to pep it up a little bit, he'll point that out and we can patch in those gaps. And with the tone of a song's going to come the subject matter. Like if you write, I think we wrote a old school country western hoedown. We're like, yeah, this is going to be, it's not going to be a song about how I got dumped in year 12. It's going to be kind of fun.
Right. I love it.
Even though I'd love that. That'd be, what a song. Maybe I should write that actually.
It's recorded, so you can come back to this and write it down. Well, I'm actually singing a song tomorrow.
No way.
Yes. So you're closing my show, but I'm gonna do an interval because there's 3 comedians, and I just wanted to break it up, so that we just don't have 3 people talking. But the song's called Mr. Keanu, and I'm actually working. Yes,
I need to take a break. I'm just thinking about Keanu Reeves. Gets me flustered.
That's it. Me too. I've been flaccid since March 2020. Because I haven't done my comedy show. But yeah, it's been an interesting process of, writing a show, working with a composer, and and because we've been in lockdown, it's been communicating through Facebook Messenger. Have you started to write work at the moment, or you're waiting to go back into the studio? Because that video we just saw was you in a studio. Yeah, what's your plans with writing? Like, have you been writing during this lockdown?
I have been writing stories and little bits of jokey bits and pieces, but in terms of music, because so many of my ideas for melodies and stuff, I'll get the energy from other people. It sounds very kind of magic and pretend, but it's hard to write music when you're on your own. You really need to feel the world around you. So I think when I'm able to be in the room with people again, writing music's it'll hopefully flow back to me. But I've been sitting in my this little studio, and just tapping out sad narratives with some jokes in them.
I love it. And we've had someone from the audience ask about Doggo. What is it about? Because I saw your promo, which was just leashes of dogs. Was that right?
It was. That was such a fun day. My mum bought my dog, who now lives with her, and her two other dogs up, and one of the dogs was just like, "No, I am not a model," and just walked off. I'm like, "No, but modeling, we need you for comedy. You don't understand."
Yeah, hopefully we will get to see it very soon, in the next 6 to 12 months. Fingers crossed. Well, I did my whole fist.
That's so many fingers kind of crossed.
Yes. What is Doggo about? What inspired Doggo?
I wanted to write a show about my first dog. Her name was Daisy, and she was a golden retriever. And to this day, I'm probably going to start crying now. I just loved her so much. So I wanted to write a love letter to her.
Oh, it's so beautiful. No, Daisy will get her love letter.
So she was such a good dog, Diana. You have no idea. She just made me happy. And my new dog, I love him so much. He's also a perfect angel boy. And yeah, if you're listening, Arj, I love you so much.
Well, golden retrievers just have that magic, don't they?
We grew up together as well. There's all these photos of me as a little toddler falling asleep next to her on one of those little, those foam Barbie fold-out couches in the lounge room. We just did everything together.
I love it. Yeah, you just make me miss my doggy called Jacob, and he's named after the Twilight wolf.
Yes. I love that.
Pop culture. Before we finish, there's two more questions. So our audience is from LinkedIn, and they're professionals, and they want to apply comedy to their work or the presentation. What would be your tip in applying comedy to their work?
Sure. So I think that's also really great that you want to apply comedy to your work. I think a lot of workplaces need a bit of a giggle every now and then. It makes all the difference.
Yeah.
I'd say know your audience. So know what kind of jokes they like, what kind of humor they like, and then you can play off them. And the beauty of it being your workplace is these are hopefully your friends and colleagues. So you'll know what makes them giggle. And also just have fun with it. It's always good to have fun.
Yeah, and that's a really great tip because, you just talked about Doggo. If that show would cater for anyone who has a dog or loves dogs.
And who doesn't love dogs?
Yes, that's it. It's sold out. Like, it's going to be sold out. And most people love it.
Manifest it, please. I am so broke.
Manifesting dogs audience. Yes, no, we're sending it out there. LinkedIn is all about manifesting mindset, so perfect place to do that. And and the question is, what's next for you? What are you up to?
Wow. That's exactly the conversation I was having with my mother. So what is next? Hopefully just spending more time getting better at my craft, really working on what I do and making it the best I can. And as soon as it's safe to do so, going out and performing for people again. And eating a lot. I've been eating so much and I regret nothing.
Me too.
Food is so good.
Food is so good when it's winter and you can't move. It's good to insulate your body.
Diana, it's made me so sad hearing people talk about like their ISO tummies and putting on ISO calories. I'm like, no, that was a gift to your body. You enjoy those calories. They are yours now.
Well, I'm scooping my stomach every night, and that's been my lover. So I've been very happy. Yeah, snuggle the stomach. And just a reminder to any for you who are watching the show, in 2 weeks' time, you'll be able to grab a ticket and see Alice's work. She'll be performing. The song is for Mansplaining, isn't it?
It's from a show I did in 2018 called Existential Crisis, a rock opera. So right. I haven't done this on a variety show before. I'm very excited.
Well, you're ending my show, so So you stay to the end of the show to see Alice rock it out. You can book tickets on the link below. There are 6 comedians from all kinds of comedy, all kinds of parts of the world who are going to be performing. Very excited. The information is all here. And the really great thing about the show is that you can watch it from anywhere around the world. So thanks to the people who have joined in. We had India, Israel. Thanks for joining. We had Pakistan. We got the Czech. You can watch this show anywhere. So just click on the link and you can see Alice sing and bring the show down. Is that right? Would that be the right word? Up, down. You want to bring the house down, right?
Any direction with energy is good.
That's it. No, I love it. Thank you so much for joining the show tonight.
Absolute pleasure, Diana. It's so good to see you. I can't wait to see you in person.
I know. I can't wait you to sing into a microphone. It's going to be even amazing.
Who knows what's going to come out? I've been whisper singing around my cat. So, yeah, fingers crossed a noise comes out. And thank you, everyone, for joining and asking questions. That's so sweet.
Thank you. And we will see you all next week. And we'll see you at the SnortCast Variety Show. Thanks for joining, everyone. And we will see you soon.